everybody, Cinema Sickness here with your daily sickness video, and happy Wednesday to each and every one of you. Got a little bit different of a video for you guys today, just kind of gonna chill, take it a little easy today. I don't actually have any cinema to show you guys. I do have some unboxings to get to. We will get to them eventually, but again, just thought I would just kind of hang out, relax, chill, and talk about something that I've been pretty excited about since, was it Sunday night? And that is all the great announcements from D23, which is the big Disney convention, for those of you who do not know. D23, they do it every year. It's a big, huge Disney convention where, it's like Comic-Con for Disney, where Disney announces all their big, huge, upcoming news. It's like E3, stuff like that. It's like Comic-Con, it's like E3, but for Disney. It's pretty awesome. They announced so much cool news this year, tons of awesome stuff. And you may be thinking, okay, I'm going to discuss all the new cool movies that are coming out and whatnot. And no, I'm actually not going to talk about that because I really didn't watch a lot of the movie coverage. I watched some of it and saw some things and, saw some trailers and them talking about new stuff. And it was pretty cool. And there's definitely some stuff I'm very interested in. I mean, the new Pirates movie, oh my God, I can't wait for that because the last Pirates film, in my opinion, second best film out of the entire series. I mean, the first movie is fantastic. 2 and 3 are decent. I do like them. Some people don't. I like them. But the fourth movie, I just saw it brought the series back. I just loved it. I can't wait for the fifth movie. I'm so excited. But again, we're not really going to talk about movies. What I want to talk about, what I'm really most excited for, and the one panel I sat through the entire thing. I sat through was like an hour and a half, hour and 15 minutes, something of this panel. I sat through the whole thing. Was the Parks and Resorts panel. I sat through the entire thing, watched it twice actually. I am so excited for all the great news because, as you guys know, there's one thing I love at least just as much as Disney films. That is Walt Disney World. I love it. I usually go every year. I didn't get to go last year because I had a little baby. Wasn't really going to work, but this year we're going back down. Like I said, I try to go down like every year, or at the very least every other year. I try to go down, and I'm so excited for this year's trip because, like I said, I didn't get to go last year, so I've been fiending to go down. I've just been I gotta go, and it's only like a month and a half away, so I'm so excited for this trip. But they announced so much cool news for Walt Disney World, and it seems that everybody's talking about the Walt Disneyland news, which I don't know, when it comes to YouTube videos and YouTubers out there, there's like a zillion YouTubers dedicated to Walt Disneyland and like 2 dedicated to Walt Disney World. I don't know if it's just West Coasters, are making more videos than East Coasters. I don't know, but it seems there's so many people talking about, doing videos about all the new news for Disneyland, and like nobody talking about the news for Walt Disney World. And that's a shame because I love Walt Disney World, and there was so much cool news and awesome stuff announced for Walt Disney World. So let's get down to it. I have some notes here I wrote down so I don't forget to talk about stuff. So let's get down to it. Let's take a look at and talk about and discuss and show you my excitement for all the awesome Walt Disney World news and the stuff that's coming that they announced. So I guess first thing we're going to start off here is with a lot of the big stuff they start talking about, and that is the expansion going on at Disney's Hollywood Studios. This is a long time coming. For those of you who've been to Disney's Hollywood Studios, you kind of walk in and you got, your little main street and everything. It's cool. And there's the Chinese theater with the great movie ride and stuff. That's awesome. Then you head off to your right, and there's a bunch of great rides over there, like Rock and Roller Coaster and Tower of Terror. And, so you got this like kind of corner of like the park that's pretty awesome. And then you got the back of the park, and you got like Toy Story Midway Mania's back there and stuff, and a ride I really like, an attraction an attraction, as we call it, Disney, that I really, really like is Muppets 3D Vision. That's back there, and you got all that stuff, but the back of the park just isn't quite what it used to be. There used to be a great like backlot studio tour, because Disney's Hollywood Studios used to be an active studio. I mean, movies were made there, animated movies were made there, live action movies were made there. There was actually a working studio. Not so much anymore. So they tore down a lot of the backlot tour. Used to drive down Streets of America, which is this like fake looking like city street. Used to take you down there. They don't do that anymore. The backlot tour just got kind of lame. Like I remember going on it when I was a kid. It was awesome. And then I think even 2000 was it still cool? Maybe, but I don't know. When I started going back down, like really started going back down religiously in 2010, I was like, this is kind of lame now. It's just this little attraction, this little ride. They don't really do. It doesn't really do very much. It's not very good. And last year they actually closed it, so that ride is no longer there. There's also the was it Lights Magic? Why am I forgetting the name of it? The stunt show they have in the back. That's pretty cool, but from what I'm told, it's extremely expensive to run. And they only do like, what, 1 or 2 shows now? I want to say they're down to only 1 show now. That's all they do a day, like 1 or 2 shows a day. That is it. They don't constantly run it. It's so expensive, apparently, to run this. They have very limited shows. It's cool. It's a cool stunt show, but it kind of just is what it is. And apparently they're doing away with that. So sort of makes sense. So the back of the park, it just seemed kind of dead. There wasn't a lot going on there. Back of the park was just kind of just like walking around, really a lot of walking around. The Honey I Shrunk the Kids ride wasn't there anymore, which I loved that one as a kid. That's not there. They do still have the Honey I Shrunk the Kids like playground where it's like you're walking through like you're playing in like the backyard of from the movie where there's giant Legos and ants and stuff and cookies and stuff like that. You're like walking through a yard. It's pretty interesting, but it's for little kids and whatnot. So there's not a lot going on in the back of the park, and it needed something, and something is finally now coming, and it's something big too, and that is Star Wars Land. Oh my God. This is something I've been hearing about ever since they first acquired Lucas. Ever since Disney first acquired Lucas, I've been hearing rumors about possibility of a Star Wars Land, and it is finally coming. And this is what I really think Disney needs, because with Universal's Harry Potter, the World of Harry Potter, which is doing phenomenally well, that Disney's looking at that going, oh man, even though I don't think Harry Potter is destroying Disney's business, I'm when it comes to all the parks in the Orlando area, Disney's obviously king of the crop. But even if they're taking away just a little bit of their business, that's still something to look at. Business is business, whether it's a lot or a little bit. You don't want any of that taken away. And I'm sure they noticed that this was doing very well, and they need something like that of their own. And as soon as they acquired Lucas, I was like, they have to build Star Wars Land to completely destroy Harry Potter. Not that I love Harry Potter, but they really need this, and they're finally doing it. And this is going to be what I think is going to be the land to the new expansion to just take all those guests who are going to see Harry Potter and bring them over to Disney. Because let's face it, everybody loves Star Wars, and Harry Potter's great and all, but Star Wars has a much bigger following. So very awesome at that. I've seen the concept art looks fantastic. It looks amazing. And they're actually bringing it to both Disney World and Disneyland, which is pretty cool. So Disneyland is getting this as well, which a lot of people are talking about. So Disneyland's getting it. It's a 14 acre expansion in both parks. Very cool. Looks fantastic. And they are going to be putting this in the back of the park. So that's really, really cool. And I'm very excited, and it looks awesome. And I cannot wait for this. It's going to be amazing. They say that everybody's going to be like a character. You're gonna go there, and it's going to be like you're in the world of Star Wars. You're apparently you're not going to go there and see like regular cast members walking around with just like a brown t-shirt on and hi, welcome to Disney Hollywood Studios. Nothing like that. Apparently you're gonna go there, and it's gonna be like you are in Star Wars, which is so awesome. All kinds of new attractions. Very cool. Very excited for that. This is, just something that they really needed, and something that's going to just put Disney Hollywood Studios on the map. And I got to give credit to Bob Chapek, the Parks and Resorts chairman. He seems to really be stepping up the game ever since he became the chairman. He just, I think he looked at these parks and went, they need work, and they did. The parks really did need work. They were just. I mean, Disney's great and all, but the parks were starting to get out of date. They would take rides away and not replace them. Just many parts of the parks were just kind of wasted. They were just empty spaces, and they really need to do something with them. And I think that, he's like, when he got in charge, he was like, all right, we're stepping up our game. We're going to just take these like empty little pockets of the park that really need something, and we're going to make it amazing. And they're doing just that. So not only is Disney's Hollywood Studios getting Star Wars Land, they're also getting Toy Story Land too, also placed in the back. So again, the whole back of the park, whole back section. Part of it's going to be Star Wars Land, and part of it's going to be Toy Story Land, which is going to be so cool as well. Apparently, you're going to be like, it's going to look like you've been shrunken down to the size of a toy, and you're in Andy's backyard, and there's, you know, all kinds of rides and stuff, and all the characters and whatnot. There's going to be a new family-friendly roller coaster, which you're going to be, it's a roller coaster, you're like on Slinky Dog. Oh, it's going to be so cool. Even if it's a kid, I mean, I love, you know, adult roller coasters, but I still love family-friendly roller coasters as well. It looks so cool. It looks so amazing. It's going to be awesome. I have no doubt. So we're getting 2 brand new expansions in the back of the park, which again, I feel is very much needed. The back of the park was a little dead. You can always look at the park as a square, and like, you know, if you put a line diagonally down, like part of like the one half is like really awesome. The back half though is a little, it was a little iffy, and they're finally doing the expansion and making it amazing, and I am so excited for this. Only downfall is that, again, in the back of the park is Muppets 3D Vision. So I hear, rumor has it, they're going to be doing away with that. That's a shame, because out of all the 3D attractions that Disney has, like Mickey's PhilharMagic and It's Tough to Be a Bug and all that stuff, I really like I really like the Muppets 3D Vision. It's my favorite out of them all. I think it's the best. That's the one I'll watch multiple times. When I go to Walt Disney World, you know, I'll see the other ones like 1 or 2 times, but I'll sit through Muppets 3D Vision like 15 times. I just love it. It's the Muppets. It's really well done 3D. It's awesome. It's fantastic. And if they're getting rid of it, that is a shame. I hope maybe they just move it. That would be cool, but I hear they're doing away with it. So that kind of sucks, but it is what it is. Also, apparently, rumor had it they were going to be doing away with the Indiana Jones Stunt Spectacular and putting an Indiana Jones ride in like they have at Disneyland. I was actually very excited for that because I like the Stunt Spectacular, but I kind of rather have an Indy ride, because the Indy ride looks really, really cool, and I hear it's amazing, and I kind of rather have that, even though I know maybe that's blasphemy to say, because the Stunt Spectacular is, you know, a classic Disney staple, but if they did away with that and brought the ride, I would be okay with that. But apparently what they're doing is they're just going to update the show. Finally, the show has been like the same show since the park opened. So if you've ever seen the Indiana Jones Stunt Show, you've seen it. Like, it's just the same show over again and over and over and over again. The same stunts, same jokes, same everything. It never has changed, which, you know, you gotta switch it up, because once you see it, it's kind of like, why would I want to see this again? I mean, okay, don't get me wrong, it's Disney. I'll see it like 20 times, but, you know, okay, after my 20th time, I'm like, all right, I've seen this so many times now. I can start wording everything they're about to say. The jokes have lost all meaning. It's just, it is what it is. So apparently they're going to update it. That's what they're going to be doing. They're going to update the show, bring, I guess, a whole new show. Apparently, I heard like multiple shows, different shows. So maybe when you go, you never know what show you're going to get. That'd be cool. So that's apparently what they're doing, and I'm cool with that. That's awesome. I kind of still would like to see the ride instead. You know, whatever. But hey, as long as we're getting something, that's pretty awesome. As long as they're updating it, that's cool. And apparently they are. So I'm looking forward to that. But still, I kind of rather have the ride. So hopefully, maybe the ride at some point still comes. That'd be awesome. Another downfall would be Streets of America apparently is going to go by the wayside as well, because that's very dominant in the back of the park, which they're not using anymore. So again, it was an actual film set at one point. So I'm kind of like, well, they're doing away with it. I kind of understand why. It is what it is. It's not really. It's just sitting back there. You just walk down it. There's not even like street. There's not even like shops on it. You just walk down it and just see, hey, it's a set. Okay. So I kind of see why they're getting rid of it. It's not really anything. But at the same time, it's also kind of a staple. It's a landmark. It's kind of going to be sad to see it go. And what about the Osborne Light Show they do every year for Christmas? Are they going to move it? Are they just doing away with it? I had actually heard rumors that they were going to be doing away with it. They weren't going to be doing it anymore. If that's the case, that's going to be pretty sad, because if you've ever been there for Christmas, the Osborne Christmas Light Show is amazing. I've only ever seen it once, and it was fantastic. I would recommend going down just for that. It was amazing. They do that whole street. They cover the whole thing in lights, and it's just phenomenal. So my question is, are they just going to do away with it? We're done with it. No more light show. Are they going to move it maybe to somewhere else? I really hope they move it somewhere. I hope they just say, okay, we're getting rid of Streets of America, but the Osborne Light Show will be here now. That'd be really cool. I'd like to see that still. So hopefully they don't do away with the light show. I really hope they don't. That would be a shame. And for anybody who goes down there for Christmas every year, that would probably be very devastating for people who love seeing that every year. And when I'm going to go down for Christmas again sometime, and I would like to see it again. So it is kind of sad to see Streets of America go, but it's being replaced by Star Wars. So like I said, Streets of America was just kind of a waste. It was just kind of sitting back there, not really doing anything. So okay. So I think that's like the biggest news would have to be Hollywood Studios. That's the biggest news right now, is they're really going die hard onto that park. And again, I thought it really did need it. There were a lot of people who really didn't care for the park very much. Again, it was just the fact that they had attractions back there. They got rid of them, or they toned them down, and it just kind of things started falling away, just kind of dying off, and that part of the park just became like just area you just kind of walk through, which was a shame. So rightfully so, to do some expansions to it and make something awesome. And the fact that we're not getting just one expansion, they're not just gonna do Star Wars Land, which would be awesome enough. They're like, nah, sure, we'll do Star Wars Land and Toy Story Land, which again looks really fantastic. It's basically kind of like just like Cars Land in Disney's California Adventure out in Disneyland. It's like the same thing, but you're getting it's Toy Story as opposed to just Cars. So very, very cool. Very excited for both those. They should be fantastic. I'm being blown away. And they're actually going to add a new track to the Midway Mania Toy Story ride, which, oh my God, that ride's so good. If you guys have been on it, you know what I'm talking about. There's always a ridiculously huge line for that ride because it's so good. It's like a shooting game, but it's not one where you're shooting like infrared like lights at like little targets, something like that, like the Buzz Lightyear ride, which kind of sucks. It's not one of those rides. This ride, you're shooting stuff, and it works so well. It works perfectly. It's I've never been on a ride like this before. It's just amazing. It's just done amazing well. It's like you're actually shooting stuff the way they designed this ride. It's great, but the line is always crazy for it. You're waiting like 3 hours for this ride. It's insane. Lines are like out the door. It's insane. But they're adding a new track, so hopefully lines will go a bit quicker now. Very cool. Very excited about that. Should be awesome. So, all right, so let's move on. I guess we'll talk about, Animal Kingdom. Very cool stuff about that as well. They're hitting that park. We've already known that Avatar Land, or as it's called, Pandora, the world of Avatar, is coming to Disney's Animal Kingdom, which I'm still against. I mean, the concept art looks amazing. The rides are talking about sound amazing, and I have no doubt that it's not gonna be amazing. It's gonna be fantastic. It's gonna be really, really cool. Everything's gonna be like bioluminescence. Like everything's gonna be glowing, and it's gonna be so amazing and so fantastic and so cool. I have no doubt. I'm gonna walk in there. Not the first time I ever walk into that land, I'm gonna be like just blown away by it. It's gonna be so cool. Why I'm against it though is because it's first of all, it's not Disney. Like if they wanted to do this over in Hollywood Studios, I would have been like, okay, because Hollywood Studios is more about Hollywood. It's not necessarily 100% just about Disney. So had they done it over there, I would have been like, okay, all right. But when they stick it in Animal Kingdom, it just seems kind of out of place to me. It's first of all, it's not Disney. It's not a Disney property. And really what is Pandora, Avatar have to do with Animal Kingdom? Nothing, in my opinion. Plus, it's Avatar. Avatar was big for like a couple of months there when it first came out, and then people stopped talking about it and stopped watching it, and they're going to open this up to coincide with the sequel that's coming out. But people are going to be talking about that one even less. It's going to come out, people are going to see it, talk about it for a little while, and then it's going to fade off. It's like Avatar, just because it made like, it was like the biggest grossing movie of all time, doesn't mean that it was that good of a movie. It wasn't. Although I give them this, at least they chose a movie that's just a complete ripoff of a Disney movie. If you've seen Avatar, it is literally just a complete ripoff of Disney's Pocahontas. It's the same exact movie. So I'll give them that. Maybe that was it. Maybe they were like, James Cameron, we're gonna sue you for ripping off our movie unless you bring your attraction, your world to our park. I don't know, but yeah. So it just doesn't seem like a fit. It doesn't make any sense. It's going to be outdated so quickly because right now Avatar's outdated. Like, I mean, it's not some like huge big franchise. It's not like Star Wars. It's not like Harry Potter. It's a movie that did very well only because the special effects were fantastic in it, and the CGI was amazing in it. Everybody went to see it for the great CGI. Everybody who I knew saw it was like, this. It looked amazing, but the story wasn't all that good. So it's not going to go down in history as like one of the greatest movies or one of the greatest franchises of all time. I'm sorry, it's not going to happen. I don't see that ever happening. It's gonna be outdated. People are gonna talk about the sequel for a few months while the park opens, and then like a year later, people are gonna be like, "Oh yeah, Avatar, I remember that." Yeah, it just seems ridiculous to do a park that's gonna be outdated immediately, or not a park, but a new land, a new section of the park that's just gonna be outdated within like a year, like tops. So I don't really get it, but it does look amazing. It does look beautiful. It does look awesome. So I have no doubt it's going to be really, really cool. But I'm curious how long it's going to be around, because Disney doesn't build new sections and expansions to just tear them down immediately. They build them to last for a while. And I'm thinking, okay, so what? 10 years, 10, 15 years, they want this, how long do they want this expansion to be around? Because with every passing year, people are going to be like, what the hell is Avatar? It's, again, it's not going to be something fresh in kids' heads or anything like that. Kids are going to grow up being like, I love Avatar. Avatar is awesome. Like they are with Star Wars and stuff like that. It's just not going to happen. So, it's good. It's going to just get very dated very fast. And I don't really understand it, but, whatever. It'll look amazing. So I'm coming to terms with it. When they first announced it, I was like, somebody needs to die for this. But now that it's here to be, it's here to stay, and I'm just like, all right, coming to terms with it. It is what it is. It doesn't make sense. I think it's stupid. They should have done something else, but whatever. So also Animal Kingdom will now be open later, which is really cool. They even made Bob Chapek, or was it Bob Chapek? Somebody made a joke about it. Made a joke about how like Animal Kingdom isn't an all-day experience. You pretty much go for like half the day. The park then closes and you go somewhere else. It's not like Magic Kingdom or Hollywood Studios or Epcot where you can go for the whole day and enjoy your entire day there. It doesn't work that way in Animal Kingdom. They close it earlier for the animals. So you go for like however many hours and then you leave. They want to make it so you're there all day. They want to make it a day and night event. So they have all these new ideas and stuff they're going to be doing for like nighttime shows and things like that, and it's very cool. And I think with the Avatar expansion, obviously that can be very much for nighttime and stuff like that, especially with all the like bioluminescent stuff they're going to be doing. That should look really cool at night. So they're going to make the park open later, which is really cool. I question that though, because I was always told the reason they closed the park down was due to the animals. Why else would they close it down? I was always told that's why they closed it down, to take care of the animals, less stress on the animals, all kinds of animal related stuff. I really hope they're not like gonna be taking the care of the animals away to make more money. I hope Disney wouldn't do that. I hope Disney wouldn't be like, well, we know we close down early to help out the animals, but screw them. We want more money. We want more people to come into our park. I know it's Disney. I'm not saying Disney's like, angels, but I really hope they're not doing that. So I don't know. I kind of question that, since the park apparently, that's why I was always told at the park, the reason the park closed down early, and it was closed earlier than every other park, was due in part to the animals and the stress and the care and whatnot of the animals. So I don't know. Kind of curious about that, seeing what they do. They're also going to add an expansion to the Kilimanjaro Safari, which is really cool. The safari is fantastic. If you guys have been on it, it's great. You get this little safari like Jeep thing. It's like this big Jeep, and they take you out and they go all through the safari, and you see all kinds of animals and whatnot. They're going to expand that. You're going to go out further, see more stuff. They're bringing all kinds of new animals in. Should be very cool. I hope they change the show, because right now it's themed. There's a theme when you're on the safari. It's not just you hop on the Jeep, whatever, and see animals. They have like a little theme where you're trying to stop the poachers. I hope they change that, because it's been that way since the park opens. They need to switch it up or just get rid of it. Do we really need a story? No. Let's just go see animals. So that should be cool. They're doing a new light show, which is going to be done on they have a river there. Which thank God they're finally doing something with that. The river had this like boat ride originally, like that was there, which isn't there anymore. So they're going to actually start doing something with the river now. and they're going to do like a whole light show on it. That's going to be cool. Very excited about that. So very awesome that the park's going to be open later now. It's my wife's favorite park, so when I told her all this, she like freaked out. Safari is her favorite ride, and that park is her favorite park. So when I told her all this stuff that's coming, she was like freaking out, and she's so excited. So it will be really cool to be able to go to go to Disney Animal Kingdom and spend the whole day there. I like that. I love that thought, because even now when we plan our trip around, we're like, all right, so let's see, today we'll go to Disney Animal Kingdom, and we already know that in the evening we're going to end up at a different park. We know we're not going to be there all day, so now we can say, okay, today we're going to go to Disney Animal Kingdom and just be there that whole day. That should be awesome. Very much looking forward to that. Very cool. So that's obviously awesome. And then we don't see what else we have. I guess one last thing here really is Epcot. I did talk about Epcot. They, of course, talked about the Frozen ride. Yeah, I'm still kind of against the Frozen ride because it's Frozen. The World Showcase... Epcot is my favorite park, by the way. I just like to say Epcot's my favorite park, and one of the main reasons is because of the World Showcase in the back. Future World up front, I'm going to assume the next big news from Disney, maybe the next year or two, is going to be an overhaul of Future World, because it needs it. It is so outdated. There are empty pockets of it too. There are empty pavilions that aren't being used anymore. There are just rides that are just incredibly outdated. Really needs an overhaul. There's a lot of great rides there. I mean, you do have things like Soarin', you have things like Test Track, Mission Space, all that great stuff. But there are a lot of very outdated rides and a lot of stuff that needs to be it needs to be overhauled. So I'm assuming that's going to be coming in the next few years. But the World Showcase and back, which is this, it's a bunch of different countries. There's like Germany, Morocco, Norway, the UK. I'm trying to think of them all. Canada, Mexico, France, America, and I'm forgetting some other stuff as well. Japan, China. Very, very cool. Very awesome. You go to these countries. It's almost like you're in it's almost like you're in the country. It's very cool. The music, the architecture, everybody who works. What's really cool is everybody who works in the shops and the stores there and on the rides, in each country are actually from that country. So if you go to the Norway pavilion and you're in one of the Norway shops, you're on you were on the Maelstrom or something like that. The awesome ride they had there, which we'll get into a sec. The awesome ride they had there. Everybody who was running those rides and running the stores were from Norway. It was really cool. Very awesome. They're still doing that. Very awesome. But they got rid of Maelstrom, which was my second favorite ride out of all the parks. My first favorite is obviously the Haunted Mansion, but Maelstrom was my second favorite ride. The Norway ride was just amazing. It was so cool. And now that's going to be the Frozen ride. So I understand why they're doing this. They want to bring more kids over to Epcot. Epcot's not exactly the kid park. They want to bring the families over there. They want family to come over to Epcot and enjoy their day at Epcot. And I understand it. I understand why they're doing it. I've already had I did a whole video on this, already about why they're doing this and my feelings about them bringing the Frozen ride to the Norway Pavilion and my yeah. I do like how they kept stressing like, this is a great fit. It's a perfect fit. It makes complete sense. They were like trying to like drill it into your head, because fans of the parks are kind of pissed they're doing this. They're like, we're excited for the ride, but we should be excited for it being over in the Magic Kingdom, not in Epcot. So people are kind of pissed, and I think they're really trying to like. It's just funny the way they were wording stuff. I felt like they were really trying to be like, we swear it's a perfect fit for the pavilion. We swear. So I don't know. So I am excited for that, even though I rather still have the Maelstrom instead of the Norway ride. It looks cool. It's going to be awesome. I have no doubt. Again, it's like Avatar. It's going to be fantastic. It's Disney. They're always fantastic. But, I wish they just would have kept the Maelstrom, in my opinion, and kept this, because the spirit of the World Showcase was, to learn about the countries and to learn about the culture and the history about these countries. And now you're going to go and learn about Arendelle? Like, it's just... you're going to learn about reindeer and and animatronic reindeer and giant snow monsters, and that if your child has some weird thing about her, you need to lock her away from society. It's like... I don't know. So, it just takes away the spirits of Epcot and what Epcot stood for, I think. So I've already said this. I think at this point, if this is what they're going to do, they should just give every pavilion a ride. I mean, kind of screw the history, screw the culture, and just give every country its own attraction. That would be kind of neat. So hopefully maybe they'll go that route. I don't know. Because I mean, at this point, there's no turning back. It's not like they're going to be like, oh, we made a mistake with Mexico. We made a mistake with Norway. We're going to go back and put the original rides in. They're not going to do that. So I see at this point, screw it. This is what you're going to do. Just give every damn country its own attraction. That'll bring the kids in. So we'll see what they do. I don't know. But yeah, so it'll be cool. I have no doubt about that. They're putting like a new building in there too, which they apparently went to it's Model Awesome, I don't know, Model Awesome building in Norway and something like that. So they're keeping like the aesthetics true, and everything like that. They're actually making the land, they're still keeping the pavilions and the lands looking like the actual countries and stuff. So they're still keeping the history alive and the culture alive like that, I suppose, but not so much in the rides anymore and the attractions anymore. Also, they're going to be redoing Soarin'. They're going to make it now Soarin' Around the World. So very, very cool, apparently. Because before you just, it was, I'm trying to remember now. Soarin' was just the one in Disney World was around. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong about this, because I'm having a brain fart right now. The one in Walt Disney World was like you're like soaring around America, and the one in Disneyland DCA was soaring. You were over California, right? Am I right about that? You can leave a comment, correct me if I'm wrong. But now it's gonna be soaring around the world. So you're not gonna be going over like places in America. You're gonna be going around places around the entire world. They show like a helicopter flying over like the Great Wall to shoot like the video and stuff. Very cool. So they're going to redo Soarin', because Soarin' is awesome. I do love that ride. They're going to redo it, and you're going to be able to soar over the entire world, and that should be really cool. I'm excited to go to all these like different countries and soar over them. It's very fitting for Epcot. Very cool, and I'm very excited they're redoing it, because again, I love the ride, and I would love to see some new some all new lands to fly over and stuff like that. It should be very awesome, and also the fact that they're shooting it with all new like equipment and stuff. So the picture quality on Soarin' was amazing, but now it's going to be apparently like even like a million times better. And I hope at the very end when we go over like a park, because at like the end of Soarin', you're in California and you go over Walt Disneyland. I'm like, that's kind of cool if you're in Walt Disneyland, but we're in Walt Disney World. Let's fly over Walt Disney World. I want to see us fly over the Walt Disney World property. You know what I mean? Or at least go over the Magic Kingdom or something, or go over Epcot. Go over right where you are. That'd be awesome. I don't know. We'll see what happens there. So that's about it, guys. That's all the news. Again, Star Wars Land and Toy Story Land coming to Disney's Hollywood Studios. That's gonna be awesome. Very excited about that. Unfortunately, they are tearing down part of the park, but with the exception of Muppetry Division, I'm kind of okay with what they're tearing down. I'm like, oh, okay, it's okay. The Stunt Show, fine. Backlot Tour, they already got rid of that, which pretty much sucked. Used to be awesome, sucks now. So they got rid of that. Again, Streets of America, it's not really being used for anything. You just kind of walk down it. I mean, with the exception of it during Christmas when the Osborne Light Show comes. Whatever, okay, I'm kind of okay with that. I just really hope the Muppetry Division gets moved somewhere, because I would so hate to see that gone. But should be awesome. Again, wow, I'm losing my voice. I should have got some water for this. Pandora, the World Avatar, again coming to Disney Animal Kingdom. We already knew that was coming. That's old news, but they did talk about that. It looks awesome. It's gonna be awesome. I have no doubt it's gonna be awesome. I just think it's kind of a stupid idea. They should have done something else. I love the fact that Animal Kingdom is going to be open later now. That is amazing. That is really, really cool. I'm glad it's going to be an all-day park now. The Kilimanjaro Safari expansion, I'm very much looking forward to that, because it's a great ride. And the light show sounds pretty cool. And again, Frozen coming to, the Frozen ride in the Norway Pavilion, whatever. Again, old news, but it's going to be great. I have no doubt. Just, I really hope at this point, like I said, I hope they just say, screw it. Let's give all the pavilions an attraction to bring the kids in. Just do it. If this is what you're gonna do, just do it. Don't do some of them like that. Just do them all. Just go all out. And again, Soarin' Around the World. That should be awesome. New Soarin' ride. So very, very cool. So I really just think like Bob Chapek is stepping up his game. I just think with the Fantasyland expansion and in Walt Disney World. See, I don't know what all to credit to him, because I know these things are like in a long time coming. It's not like they plan these things like, okay, like tomorrow, let's announce it, let's do it. It's not like that. They plan these things for years. But again, things like the Fantasyland expansion, that was great. As much as ridiculous as it sounds, the tangled bathroom area over Fantasyland, I know people are like, why are you so excited about that? It looks really cool. It's a really cool little section, and it was just stroller parking. It was the old entrance to when the Disney World used to have a sky ride. It was the old entrance to the sky ride. There was like a waterfall there and stroller parking. You look up and you see like part of a ride wasn't there anymore. I was like, why is it like that? It looked bad. It looked horrible. So I'm so glad they like redid that. It was just this little tiny corner. They redid it, and it made that little area of the park, when you walk the little area of the park, just so much more fantastic. At night, it looks beautiful with the lanterns and stuff, and Rapunzel's tower. It's amazing. It's really cool. I know people think I'm nuts for freaking out over the bathroom area, but it is really cool. So, just Disney is finally stepping up. Disney World, again, I'm talking about Disney World. I know Disneyland, other Disney parks, I'm focusing on Disney World, but Disney World they're stepping up their game with all 4 parks. And I really think it's definitely something that was needed, because you think Disney World, you think this great big thing, it's these amazing parks, and they're so big and so great. And then you go there and you realize there is a lot of great stuff and they are fantastic, but you would go there and be like, well, this is kind of out of date. What's with like this part of the park that like nothing's going on here? It just seemed like something was needed for like pretty much all the parks. I mean, I'd say with the exception of Walt Disney World. I mean, yeah, they did the expansion. Walt Disney World was always kind of, they always kind of kept that one up. And again, with the exception of like the little stroller parking area, they always did a pretty good job keeping that park looking pretty great. But they even updated that. And like I said, I think the next big announcement, because they just did the Magic Kingdom. If I'm missing Walt Disney World, they just did I get so mad. People will say like, I'm going to Walt Disney World, and what they really mean is the Magic Kingdom. But even I'm guilty of saying that. Walt Disney World is all the entire property. It's the Walt Disney World Resorts. Magic Kingdom is the actual park. But again, even I'm guilty of saying that. I probably did in this video, so sorry. So they just recently, did the expansion and everything in the Magic Kingdom. That's, I think that's done and over with. They're like, okay, we did that. Well, we're gonna stray away from that a little bit. And now they're really focusing on Disney's Hollywood Studios, and they're really focusing on Disney's Animal Kingdom, which is cool, to get those parks where they want them and everything like that. That's awesome. And again, I really think the next big thing they're probably working on, I'm sure they're working on it already as we speak, is going to be Epcot. And I'm so excited to see what comes to Epcot, because it's my favorite park. Out of all 4 parks, Epcot is my favorite. And my brain is just like full of excitement, just thinking of all the awesome stuff that could eventually come to Epcot. And I cannot wait for the next D23 or, the next couple years, because I assure you, Epcot is going to be the next big park they're going to focus on, and I hope big things are to come. I really, really, really do hope. I mean, it was their second park, opened in 1982, the year I was born. Epcot's just amazing, and I really hope to see some awesome stuff come to Epcot in the near future. So, all right, guys, there you go. Just wanted to talk about Disney World and the D23 announcement. If you have heard anything else that maybe I didn't cover, leave comments down below. If you have your thoughts, leave comments down below. I want to hear what you guys thought. I love Walt Disney World so much. It's like I love cinema, but something I love just as much as movies is Walt Disney World. It's like my 2 passions in life are cinema and Walt Disney World. I'm obsessed with Walt Disney World. So very awesome. So a lot of great news. Just amazing. They just dropped so much stuff on us all at one time. That is fantastic. And I can't wait for all the new expansions and all the new rides and all the updates and stuff like that. It's going to be so cool. So, all right, guys, again, leave some comments. So that is it, guys. So like I always say, thank you so much for watching this video. Simply just by checking this video out and showing your support by watching this video, it does mean a lot to me. I really do. My camera's all messed up. It's been like that the whole video. So it really does mean a lot to me. I definitely appreciate everything. Just, again, thank you for watching so much. Of course, I would also appreciate it if you hit that little thumbs up tab down below. Just like this video. It takes 2 seconds. It really does help me out. I appreciate your support there. You can also subscribe. I do a brand new daily sickness video every single day. Collection updates, reviews, cinema hunting videos, looks at my collection, looks into my sickness for cinema on a daily basis. Usually not talking about things like Disney World, but hey, occasionally I like to talk about stuff like this. So hit that subscribe button. You'll see at least one new video from me every single day. day. There's a bunch of links down below if you're watching us on YouTube. Patreon, where you can pledge a monthly donation to help support the show. Spreadshirt, where you can purchase yourself a Cinema Sickness hat, a Cinema Sickness t-shirt, button, hoodies, tank tops, baby gear, kids gear, all kinds of awesome Cinema Sickness merch. The usuals, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You can follow me on those websites. And if you're on Listia and you're on eBay, I have my Listia and eBay pages down below as well, so you can check out everything I have for auction on those websites and follow me there as well. If you're not watching us on YouTube and you're watching us over at the new cinemasickness.com, yes, all updated and new. Check out cinemasickness.com. You haven't been over there. If you're over there, all those same exact links are right to the I guess to the left of you now. Yeah, if you're looking at the computer screen to the left of you now, you should want your icons. Click on those icons will take you to the same exact websites. And if you are not at cinemasickness.com, you are watching this on YouTube, down below there is a link to cinemasickness.com. So click on it, head over there, check it out. Again, it's all been updated. All kinds of new stuff for you to check out. And while you're there, be sure to check out Team Sickness. If you like my videos, you're going to like the videos from Team Sickness, and they would definitely appreciate your support as well. So, oh man, 40 minutes. I really should have grabbed a glass of water for this. I'm dying right now, guys. So, all right, that is it. Walt Disney World. So excited. I will be there in a month and a half. I'll be there on October 1st. If anybody lives in the area, if anybody's going to be down there at the beginning of October, let me know. We can definitely hang out, maybe shoot some stuff together, something like that. Let me know if you'll be down there. I'll be down there from October 1st to the 12th. So definitely let me know. So very excited about that. And again, very excited about all the fantastic news for all the parks, but especially for Walt Disney World. So anyway, guys, again, that is it. Thanks for watching. Hope you have a great Wednesday. And I'll see you tomorrow on Thursday. I'm going to go get a glass of water because I can't talk anymore. See you guys. Bye.